Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to another new series here on Madden 24. That is right, I found another mod that we can do some rebuilds on. I've been scouring the Madden modding community Discord page, which you guys can go and join up as well and do these mods along with me if you have a PC and if you have a copy of Madden 24 with either EA or Steam, preferably EA. But you guys can do these mods along with me. You can do these rebuilds along with me if you have all of those available to you. I found another new mod today. It is 2007, 2008. I've been wanting a mod in the middle to early 2000s, and I finally found one. Somebody on the modding community Discord page uploaded it. I don't know how long it's been up, but I just saw it recently, and I said, oh, I gotta have this. So I downloaded it, I booted it up, and we are ready to go. We are ready to rebuild a team, and the first team I'm going to be rebuilding in here is not going to be just one big video. It's going to be like the 2012 and 2015 Browns and Giants. It's going to be a long-form series of rebuilds. So, the team that we are going to be rebuilding, obviously you guys know, the team that we are going to be rebuilding today in this new 2007-2008 series is the Green Bay Packers. Yes, the Green Bay Packers. And specifically, I picked the Green Bay Packers for this series because there is a little man named Aaron Rodgers. He is a unknown at this point, sitting behind Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre. What are we going to do with him? Can we develop Aaron Rodgers? Are we going to move on from Brett Favre? Is he going to be here for the entire video? I don't know what's going to happen in this series, but I picked the Packers because they were super intriguing. They had a couple young guys that I liked, and obviously they had Rodgers, who I feel like is going to be a big project because he's not that high of an overall. We're only 2 years removed from him actually getting drafted to the Green Bay Packers, or technically to the 49ers, but it is what it is. So, I'm super excited about this. Now that we've opened up this mod, leave your comments down below. What team do you want to see me rebuild in 2007, 2008? I already have one idea for a video I'm going to do in the future, the near future, with a team. So I already have one video planned. Leave some comments down below for some other videos you want to see me make with this mod now, because I'm super excited. I was waiting for a mod like this, and it finally came, and I'm super, super excited about it. So if you guys are excited as well, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go start rebuilding the 2007 Green Bay Packers. This is the roster that we are working with here in 2007. We've obviously got Brett Favre at starting quarterback now. Like some of these mods, some players have player models in the game, some players don't. Unfortunately, Brett Favre doesn't have a player model in the game, but he is still the Brett Favre that you either love or you don't love. He's got 38 years of age, 16 years of NFL experience, and he's a very good quarterback. Hall of Fame quarterback, won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. We know all about Brett Favre, but he's not the one that we care about. It's this man right here, Aaron Rodgers, the starting quarterback, or at least the possible starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. He doesn't really have a lot of attributes. He's 69 overall, nice, and he is a 23-year-old second-year player out of Cali. We're going to see if he's going to be the guy in this series. Obviously, we know that he becomes an amazing Hall of Fame quarterback in his own right in real life, but this is an alternate universe. This is an alternate timeline. So we're in the multiverse. We're in the Juicyverse now, so we don't know what's going to happen. Brett Favre could be here for a ton of years, or we could trade him in this episode. I don't know what's going to happen. You tell me. The rest of the team is very interesting. We have Greg Jennings. Put the team on my back, though. I put the team on my back, though. Love that clip. That's such an amazing clip. Greg Jennings is here. He's only 23 years old, so we can certainly develop alongside Greg Jennings. Running back spot is not that great. And you will notice a lot of these players, or a few players around the league, have the little, they have no picture, not even like an auto-generated picture. They just have like the NFL symbol behind them. I think that's just a glitch with the mod, with the portraits and stuff. It's not a big deal. It happens in another mod too. We'll get to that when I do that mod, but it is what it is. Favre at quarterback. We've got Donald Driver, but Donald Driver is up there in age, 32 years old, 8 years in the league. He's probably not long for this world. We'll have to see what we want to do with that. We have James Jones at wide receiver at 67 overall. We're definitely going to have to adjust this receiving core, that is for sure. Offensive line's going to need some help as well. We have a young Barber. Is it Barber? Alan Barber? I think that's how you pronounce that. But he's 75 overall with hidden development, so that's nice. But there's not a whole lot else that I'm super excited about because they're just not that high of an overall. We have Chad Clifton, who's older as well, but he's up to a 92 overall. We're going to have to adjust this entire offense. And this is one of the other reasons why I picked the Packers, because they need a lot of help in this era. They're trying to do the transition from Favre to Rodgers, and they just don't really have that great of a team around him. We got Bubba Franks at tight end, but we're going to need to look for another tight end here. And the defense needs a lot of help. We don't have really much in the way of future prospects, basically. We've got an old Charles Woodson. We've got A.J. Hawk, who should be young at this point in his career. Yeah, he's 23 years old. So A.J. Hawk we can certainly build around in the linebacking core, but there's not a whole lot else that we can really work with. Maybe Nick Barnett can turn into something, but he's 26 and he's 82, 83, 81. So, I mean, there's just not a whole lot here to work with. We've got, is it Randy Pickett? Ryan Pickett. Ryan Pickett's okay, but he's just not a high enough overall. Gabaja, is it Gabaja Biamila? I don't know how to pronounce the first part of his last name. There's not a whole lot of redeeming qualities on this defense either. That's a big reason why I picked the Packers. The main reason, obviously, was because of Aaron Rodgers. But one of the big reasons was because this team just needed a lot of help. So since we are in the 2007-2008 season, I already accidentally loaded in the draft class because I was trying to make sure that it worked. So let's take a look at the 2008 NFL Draft. We've got ourselves Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Chad Henne, Minnesota Viking head coach Kevin O'Connell, Josh Johnson, Matt Flynn, and you can see some of the players have that NFL symbol on their names or on their faces. I can't do anything about it unless maybe I go in and I edit their face and then it comes up with an auto-generated. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't happen for like some of the big name guys. At least it shouldn't. So we should be able to get past it. But you got Darren McFadden, who's an interesting one. I'm going to start putting some people on my board. I'll put Flacco and Ryan on my board. I'll put McFadden, CJ2K, Matt Forte. Ooh, Ray Rice. Oh, I would love to have Ray Rice on the team. Anybody else down here? Probably not. Danny Woodhead and Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. What about wide receivers? You got Donnie Avery, Deshaun Jackson, Jordy Nelson, Eddie Royal, Harry Douglas. Matt Slater, the greatest special teamer of all time. Pierre Garcon, Mario Manningham. This is also good for this mod because we get to go into some of those Danny Amendola, Devon Bess. I love Devon Bess. We get to go into those draft classes and those players that we missed out on because we started in 2012. All these guys have already been in the league, so we get to go back and draft them again. That's another one of the reasons why I was looking for a mod in this kind of era. Tight ends, you got Dustin Keller, you got Martellus Bennett, you got Gary Barnidge, Fred Davis, Jermichael Finley. We could take a swing at and get Jermichael Finley. Left tackle, Jake Long, Ryan Clady, Dwayne Brown, certainly all possibilities. Left guard, Josh Sitton, who I definitely think we should be taking a look at. We need to take a look at every single offensive line position, that is for sure. Definitely John Sullivan is an option. Right guard, Jeremy Zuta. What about right tackles? Why is that Little Yachty? Brandon Albert? Oh, that's funny. Like I said, I didn't make the mod, I didn't make the draft classes, so I have no control over any of this. John Greco, I like. Carl Nix, I certainly like. What about left ends? We got Cliff Averill, William Hayes. Anybody else down here? No. Right ends, Chris Long, Vernon Golston. Didn't really pan out that well. Calais Campbell's an option. Anybody else? Nope. D tackles, Glenn Dorsey, Cedric Ellis, Pat Sims, Red Bryant. I do like Red Bryant. I like me some Red Bryant. Tiba Rubin. We know about Tiba Rubin, that's for sure. That Cleveland Browns series showed us all about a Tiba Rubin. Quentin Groves at left outside linebacker. That's probably it, though. Gerard Mayo, head coach of the New England Patriots. Got to keep my eye on him, that's for sure. Was that Wesley Woodyard down there? It certainly was. Right outside, you got Keith Rivers. You got Philip Wheeler. There's some big options in here. Some intriguing players. And then you got the corners. You got DRC, Aqib Talib, Leotis McKelvin, Brandon Flowers, Charles Godfrey, Dwight Lowry, Brandon Carr, Orlando Scandrick. Are you kidding me? There's some big players in here. That is faux show. Kyle Arrington. Definitely some options at corner, and we're gonna need positions or players at every single position. Kenny Phillips, Quentin Demps, Thomas DeCowd, Hussein Abdullah. Strong safety, you've got Tyvon Branch. That's probably about it. Yeah, it's not a great safety class. And then kicker, we don't need a kicker because we have rookie Mason Crosby. So our first year board, our 2008 draft board is acquired. Defensive end and running back is our scouts, and running back and right end are the strengths of the class this year. We might be taking a running back. I wouldn't hate taking Darren McFadden, that's for sure. I would not hate taking Darren McFadden. But I know you guys are curious about players around the league, so we will go through the league position by position and show you guys. So this is 2007, 2008. Keep that in mind. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Matt Hasselbeck, Jeff Garcia, Tony Romo, Big Ben, Carson Palmer, Donovan McNabb, Derek Anderson on the Cleveland Browns, 86 overall. Franchise quarterback. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Franchise quarterback? Open your eyes. Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. Yeah, Phillip Rivers. Kurt Warner, Eli Manning, Smokin' Jay Cutler, David Garrard, John Kitna, Vince Young, second year in the league. Oh man, I am excited. I am excited. I might want Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus. Are you serious? 265 is generous. Sexy, I just saw Sexy Rexy. Where's he at? Rex Grossman. Led the Bears to a Super Bowl appearance. Sexy Rex Grossman. Running backs, LT, Brian Westbrook, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, Willie Parker, Fred Taylor, MJD, Joseph Adai, Marion Barber, AP, Marshawn, rookie Adrian Peterson, rookie Marshawn Lynch, Ronnie Brown, Sean Alexander, Frank the Tank Gore, Edgerrin James, Steven Jackson. I mean, this era of running backs is probably one of my favorites. I mean, you got so many names. Alexander, Marshawn Lynch, Peterson, just coming into the league. You got MJD, Clinton Portis, Westbrook, the LT. It doesn't get much better than this era of running backs right here. Wide receivers, obviously, you got the 2007 New England Patriots that go undefeated and then lose to the New York Giants. We don't want to talk about it. But Randy Moss was on that team, and most importantly, he's got himself a player model. Look at that. That's a clean Randy Moss right there. Then you got Larry Fitz, Torrey Holt, Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson, Reggie Wayne, Wes Welker. Wes Welker, 91. Okay, I respect it. Steve Smith, Braylon Edwards, TJ Hushmanzada, Andre Johnson, Hines Ward, Marvin Harrison, Marquise Colston, Chris Chambers. Anybody remember Chris Chambers? I doubt you do. Donald Driver, Roy Williams, Brandon Marshall, Anquan Bolden, Calvin Johnson as a rookie. Plaxico Burress shot himself in the foot. I might want to trade for Plaxico. That could be fun. Lavernius Coles? What? Greg Jennings, Isaac Bruce, Joey Galloway, Keenan McCardle. Oh, some of these names I haven't heard in a long time. Ooh, Santonio Holmes. I love me some Santonio Holmes. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the other Steve Smith. Not the Steve Smith on the Carolina Panthers. I know it says it has his portrait, but that's just because it's the same name, so they put the same portrait for some reason. It's the other Steve, the not as good Steve Smith. Speaking of Steve Smith, I wonder if he's got a model in the game. Does he have a... Where's he at? There he is. Does he have a model in the game? Oh, that's annoying. I was hoping he would. Tight ends. This is a decent era of tight ends. You got Jason Witten, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Chris Cooley, Delaney Walker, Jeremy Shockey, Owen Daniels, Todd Heap, Dallas Clark, Vernon Davis. There's a lot of young players on this list that I may want to snag in a possible trade. There's a few. Offensive lineman Chad Clifton, Brian McKinney, Walter Jones, Marcus McNeil, Jonathan Ogden, Jamal Brown, Matt Light, Jason Peters. Fun fact, Matt Light went to my school that I went to when I was younger. I went to a school called Greenville, Ohio. It was called the Greenville Wave, was their mascot in Greenville, Ohio. And Matt Light went to that high school. I was only like in third grade or something, fourth grade. No, third grade when I was there. But fun fact, Matt Light went to that high school. DeBrickashaw Ferguson. DeBrickashaw? Love DeBrickashaw. Orlando Pace. Also loved Orlando Pace. Left guard, Steve Hutchinson, Chris Dealman, Logan Mankins, Andrew Whitworth, Alan Faneca. There's some good left guards in the league right at this moment. Dan Copen, or I never knew if it was Coppen or Copen. I think it's Coppen. I don't know. He's good, though. Jeff Saturday, Andre Gurode? Who cares? Nick Hardwick, LaCharles Bentley, Matt Burke, Orlin Kleutz, Chris Spencer. Right guards, you got Leonard Davis, Marshall Yonda, Sean Andrews, Jari Evans, Richie Incognito. Right tackles, Ryan Deem, Mark Tauscher, that's our right tackle, Jordan Gross, Fred Miller, Kareem McKenzie, John Runyon Sr., Donald Penn. Left ends, Julius Pappas, Patrick Kearney, Michael Strahan, he's a little bit older at this point, Robert Mathis, Kyle Vandenbosch. Who else is down here? Tamba Ali. Right ends, Dwight Freeney, Jared Allen, young Jared Allen. Richard Seymour, Oseyumin Yora. This is a good era of defensive ends. Haloti Nada, Trent Cole, John Abraham. Elvis Dumerville, Mario Williams. Man, there's some good players in here. Justin Tuck's young, Justin Smith. Simeon Rice. Woo, baby. D-tackles, you got Kevin Williams, Jamal Williams, John Henderson, Albert Hainsworth, Chris Jenkins, Darnell Dockett, Big Vince Wilfork. Love to see it. The other Williams in the Williams Wall in Minnesota, Pat Williams. You got Warren Sapp, who's a little bit older. There's some good names on this list of players in the league right now. Left outside linebacker, Sean Marion, lights out. Carlos Dansby, Terrell Suggs, T. Sizzle. Derek Johnson, Joey Porter, Thomas Davis, Willie McGinnis, Daryl Smith, Leroy Hill, Cato June. Man, there's some good. Scott Fujita. I do like Scott Fujita. Middle linebackers, you got Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis, Patrick Willis as a rookie. D'Amico Ryans, head coach of the Texans. Bart Scott, known for his bad takes on whatever talk show he's on. Lofa Tatupu, Nick Barnett, Jonathan Vilma, E.J. Henderson, Junior Seau, rest in peace, Keith Brooking, Zach Thomas. Man, this is like the transition. This is all the really, really good middle linebackers that are super old now. And then we're getting into that next era, the Patrick Willis era. And the D'Amico Ryans era, and the guys after that. Right outside linebacker, DeMarcus Ware, Julian Peterson, Lance Briggs, Jason Taylor, Takeo Spikes, Mike Vrabel, James Harrison, Keith Bullock, Derek Brooks, John Beeson. Woo! There's some big names in here. AJ Hawk, Chad Greenway. Corners. It's a good era of corners, that is for sure. Asante Samuel, Champ Bailey, Marcus Trufant, Terrence Newman, Rondé Barber, D'Angelo Hall. Why did I say it weird? D'Angelo Hall, Antonio Cromartie, Nnamdi Asamoah, Al Harris, Nate Clements, Peanut Tillman at 26-year-old. He is now a private investigator, I'm pretty sure. PS2, or nope, PS1. Charles Woodson, Lito Shepard, Quentin Jammer, Chris McAllister, Sean Springs, Sam Madison. Sean Springs! And then the OG, rest in peace to number 21, Sean Taylor, gone too soon, far too soon. He's the best safety in the league with Bob Sanders, Ed Reed, John Lynch, Ken Hamlin, Mike Brown, Michael Griffin, Deion Grant, OJ. What? I was saying names way too fast for that name to pop up. OJ Otogwe. Otogwe? I don't know. Brian Dawkins, Eric Weddle's 22 years old. And then you got Troy Polamalu, Roy Williams, Adrian Wilson, Rodney Harrison, Antoine Bethea, Darren Schiappa, Dante Whitner, Kerry Rhodes, Sean Jones, Lawyer Malloy, Sammy Knight, Gib. Why do they keep throwing names that I can't say too quickly? Stop doing that. And then the kickers, you got a Vinatieri, Akers, Robbie Gould, all the usual suspects, and then the usual suspects at the punter. So now you guys have a feel for what the league is looking like here in 2007, 2008. It is time to make some trades, possibly make some trades. I don't know. We're going to see how valuable some of these young players are. And the first young player, I don't really know what I want to go with here. So let's look at, tight end. I want to make a trade for a tight end. That's right. I saw a tight end in here. I got to find or remember what team he's on. Vernon Davis, San Francisco 49ers. How difficult is it going to be to get you? I will give you Bubba Franks. You should accept this. They're not going to accept this. Okay. They need a left end. We have Aaron Campman, who I honestly would not be too sad about trading. Trade accepted. We have Vernon Davis now on the team. I didn't think that was going to go through. But we have Vernon Davis now, so that's cool. What other young players do I want on my squad? I mean, obviously, I have to go and try and get Calvin Johnson. Obviously. I'd be a fool not to even try. No trade offers. I'll give you Donald Driver. Wow, that is really close. They want a quarterback. We don't really have a quarterback that I'd be willing to give up. They need a middle linebacker. I have Nick Barnett and then nobody really else. Yeah, they didn't do much. I could trade draft picks. They need a punter of all things. I could give them John Ryan, I guess. Do they need another kicker? No, they don't need another kicker. They need another tight end, but I just gave up Bubba Franks, so I can't give up anybody else. And then they need a right end, which we have Cullen Jenkins. I'll give you Kabir. This could go through, though. I'm going to throw in something else. Maybe they'll give me a draft pick. Would you give me a third-round pick? No, they will not give me that. And they won't even do that. Wow. Why was it so much higher? Probably because he's 30. That's probably why it was so much higher. That takes it to the yellow as well. It might just have to be a draft pick. I guess I could give them a 2010 fourth-round pick. I mean, it's just Calvin Johnson we're talking about here. Donald Driver in a 2010 fourth-rounder gets us Megatron. I'm making some moves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm making some moves. This is the first time in one of these kind of videos that I've done a bunch of trades at the beginning. I don't usually do trades. What other young players can I grab? What other young players can I grab? Can I grab Adrian Peterson? This would be unbelievable if I could get him. I have Brandon Jackson. He's also a rookie. What'd that say? This team would put... Oh, the Vikings have no money. Why, Minnesota? Minnesota! Okay, so Adrian Peterson's out the door for right now, at least. Maybe they can figure out their situation, their cap situation. What other players can I get? There's got to be more. I want more. Give me more. Can I get super old Randy Moss? I can get super old Randy Moss, but he's on the last year of his contract, so I'm not going to do that. What else can I get? There's got to be more. Can I get DeBrickashaw? For a second and a fourth, that's it? Or for my right tackle who's 30 years old? Absolutely. I'll do that right all day. Don't even have to give up any draft picks. I get DeBrickashaw Ferguson? You kidding me? Of course I'm going to do that. That's crazy. Oh, I want to try to get Patrick Willis. No trade packages. How am I going to pull off a trade for DeBrickashaw? Not DeBrickashaw. How am I going to make a trade for Patrick Willis? That's a big question. That is a big old question. They need a right end and a right outside linebacker. I'll throw them either one of these guys. How about Cullen Jenkins? No. Okay. How about they need a right outside linebacker? I'm not giving you AJ Hawk. But I'll give you Brady Papinga. I mean, that moves it a little bit. They need a D tackle as well. I don't really have a D tackle that I can give them. Corey Williams, maybe? Probably not. Just a waste. What about if I go to the draft pick section? We go to 2009, and we give them a 4th round pick. The offer isn't just going to... What? That said that they accepted it. Or at least it looked like they accepted it. What about a 7th rounder? Trade decline. What else do you need? What else do I have to give you? Trade decline. I don't know what they want. It says that it's good, but they're not accepting it. I'm confused. I'll give you my kicker, Dave Rayner. I don't know what they mean. Why is it not going through if it says that it's all the way green? Stop confusing me. Something's messed up here. Something's not working right. I don't know. Patrick Willis is... Something's not... I don't know. Hold on. Let me just do this straight up. Okay, what about if I throw in... Now if I throw in the draft pick? I want Patrick Willis. See, like, why does it... We don't feel the offer brings enough value comparatively to what we've given up. Well, then I'll give you more draft picks. But you still say no. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe that 4th round pick's glitched or something. Now we're into the green. What about 2008-5? I don't know. Patrick Willis is just like, he's not coming to the team for some reason. I feel like I've done enough to get him, but they're just not accepting it for some reason. Oh, I want to go to the Texans and see if I can get Mario Williams. Let's go see if we can get Mario. All right, they need a left end. I'll try a similar trade to what I just did. I'll give them Cullen Jenkins. And then I'll give them Brady Papinga. And then I'll give them a draft pick, like a 2009-5. Trade offer accepted. We got Mario Williams. I don't know what was wrong with Patrick Willis deal. Something happened there where it wouldn't work for me for some reason. But now we've got some interesting players on this squad. If we generate best lineup, we got ourselves DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Vernon Davis, Calvin Johnson's on the team now. Megatron is here. And he looks pretty weird in a Packer uniform, but I like it. I like it a lot. And we're going to make him a captain just because I can. Just because I frickin' can. And now we add Mario Williams to the defensive line. We're looking a little bit better now. I mean, team's still not very good at all, but we are looking a little bit better. There might be a few more trades that I want to make, though. I don't know. Are there any other trades that I want to make? What other young players are around the league? Let me take a look at the middle linebackers around the league, because we could use a middle linebacker. We can't get Patrick Willis for right now, at least. So we'll have to look. I didn't even mention Raider head coach Antonio Pierce. Jonathan Vilma. Ray Lewis is old at this point. I mean, we could go for D'Amico. That could be fun. If we go for D'Amico Ryans. Maybe. We'll see if we can get him. Let's see. Let's just see. They need a wide receiver. We don't really have any available. I could give them Corn Robinson, I guess. Oh, so D'Amico's not going to work either. What is it with some of these players? Why are they so glitched out? That's weird. I don't know what's going on with some of these players. All right, we'll move on. We will move on. What about D tackles? Can I get Vince Wilfork? He shouldn't be too hard to get, right? What about if I throw a 5th round pick in 2008, which is this year, and then I throw them? They need a punter. Do you need a kicker? You need Dave Rayner? Come on, Patriots. Let me finesse you right here. Let me finesse you. Jarrett Bush, Charles Woodson. I'm tempted to trade Al Harris, if we're being totally honest. Very tempted. But I feel like if I trade Al Harris, I can get more than just Vince Wilfork. I guess we'll test that theory. We're not going to be able to get Asante Samuel. That's just out of the question. We might be able to snag young rookie Brandon Merriweather. Or maybe we could try to grab a draft pick. Draft pick might be more valuable than a player we could get. Logan Mankins wouldn't be bad, though. Let me just test the waters here. So, let me throw in Logan Mankins. And then I'll throw in a draft pick, and we'll see what they like. I'll throw in a 3rd rounder in 2009. Okay, I just wanted to test the waters. So Logan Mankins probably out of the question. What about if they give me a 2nd rounder in 2009? And Vince Wilfork? No? Okay. Any draft? Can I get any draft pick? A 3rd rounder in 2010? I might be able to snag something. It's not going to be very valuable. Okay, I got a 6th rounder in 2010. That's not very valuable. But we are able to get Vince Wilfork to the team. So that's another D tackle on the squad. And that might be all the trades. If I can't get Patrick Willis or... D'Amico Ryans, then I think I'll be fine with what we've got right now. We need to work on linebackers. Maybe in a maybe like once we start simulating a little bit, then it'll like adjust or something. I have no idea. But let's start simulating. I'm going to catch you guys at the week 8 mark. We'll go through week 8 to week 11, do all the scouting stuff, and then I'll catch you guys at the end of the season after that. But let's get to the week 8 mark, and then maybe then I can make some trades. I don't know. We'll find out. We have arrived at week number 8, so we can do all our good stuff here. I do want to mention one thing. While I was simulating, we got a breakout scenario for Mario Williams, and he achieved it. Or he should have, at least. He got superstar development. I watched it happen. Here, I'll show you the clip. I watched it happen as he got superstar development, so I'm not making it up. I'm gonna give him superstar development. I don't know what happened here. He's gonna have it. I don't know why it didn't give it to him. He got it. You can see the clip that I showed you. So Mario Williams now has superstar development. That's nice to see that we made the right decision on that one. Not only are we gonna try to do all this scouting stuff, I'm also going to see. I think I'm gonna focus on running backs. I'm also gonna see if I can make those trades for Patrick Willis now, because I'm very curious. I would like Patrick Willis on the team, obviously. Negotiations. Who needs a new contract? Vince Wilfork needs one. Brett Favre needs one. Woodson, and that's really it. John Kuhn will bring back just because I like him. I'll give him a 7-year deal, just so we don't have to worry about fullback anymore. He's gonna come back. Perfect. 126 million. We're obviously gonna bring back Vince Wilfork because we didn't trade for him for no reason. So we're going to see if we can get Vince back, and he's going to come back. Favre is an interesting one. I'll bring Woodson back on a 3-year deal. I doubt that he plays this out because he's probably going to retire pretty soon. But we'll bring Woodson back. Brett Favre. I want to trade Brett Favre, if we're being totally honest. I'll give him a 2-year deal, and he's going to come back. but I kind of want to trade him. I'll also bring back Donnie Jones, or Dhani Jones, just because I like him. So we'll bring back Dhani Jones. That's probably going to be everybody that we offer new contracts to. The Brett Favre thing is interesting because I kind of want to trade Brett Favre, but I want to play out the first season with him. Mock draft number 2 we're not going to look at. Let's take one more stab at the Patrick Willis trade. See if he's available. What? Available to get. Available? Let's see if we can get him. So we'll try it. There's no trade packages, but that's okay. We can throw it together a deal for... Who do you want? I got you Corey Williams, and I got you somebody else. I don't really have a lot of depth, but I can give them a 5th round pick in 2010. How about a 4th round pick in 2009? And no, it still seems to be messed up with Patrick Willis. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys can tell me in the comments. Maybe I have to change a setting or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with Patrick Willis, but we can't get him right now, and probably not in this episode, which is a little bit unfortunate. That just happens sometimes. It just happens sometimes. All right, 33-16, we beat the Broncos. We got a breakout wide receiver. It's not telling me who it is. It could be either Greg Jennings or Calvin Johnson, I would assume. It's going to be Greg Jennings. He has a chance to go up to superstar development. So now you guys are seeing this live. So I showed you the Mario Williams one on that clip. And now, will Greg Jennings get it? He didn't get it. I didn't think he was going to. 3 touchdowns or 150 yards is hard to get, especially in simulation. That never really happens. We're 6-2, by the way. We are 6-2 on the season. 7-2 now. We make it to week 11. We have no scouting? What? Where's the week 11 scouting? Hello? We're in Madden 24. There's week 11 scouting. Why is it not here? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's not available for some reason. Why are you not available? I should also re-sign John Ryan, shouldn't I? He's coming back. Perfect. We have $52 million to work with in free agency. That's going to be nice. I don't know why the week 11 stuff's not here. Prospect Spotlight? That's not what we need to go. Where's my focus stuff? Look at Mike McCarthy. Sean Crabble. I don't want to... No, Sean Crabble sucks. I don't want that. But why can't I use my week 11 focus scouting? Something must be wrong. Maybe this whole entire mod is wrong. I don't know. But I guess we'll just move past it. And then we will... We're dominating, by the way. It looks like we're not even going to have to worry about the offseason right now because we're going to have postseason football to work with. So Brett Favre's carrying us to maybe a championship, and then this whole rebuild's over. But I'm going to simulate all the way to the end of the season, and I'll catch back up with you guys when I'm done. Okay, we made it to the end of the season, and we had an historic downfall. I'm pretty sure we lost every single game after we cut the video. So that's interesting. I don't know why we lost so many games. Brett Favre finished 3rd in the league in passing yards. 4,600 with 21 touchdowns and just 1 pick. I don't know what we were losing. Maybe the defense just sucked down the stretch and we just gave up a bunch of points. I have no idea. But Brett Favre had a good enough season. Not as many touchdowns as I would have liked. Brandon Jackson in his rookie season, 900 yards, 8 touchdowns. Greg Jennings had 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. He put the team on his back. Calvin Johnson, 800 yards and 3 touchdowns in a rookie year. Vernon Davis, 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. And then defensively, Nick Barnett led the team with 145 tackles. Then A.J. Hawk with 101. 95 for Nick Collins. Mario Williams at 95. 21 tackles for loss and 16 sacks. That's why we traded for Mario Williams. Absolutely brilliant. Vince Wilfork, 61 tackles, 14 tackles for loss. Ryan Pickett, 9 tackles as well. The sack leader was obviously Mario Williams with 16. Hawk had 9.5. Love to see that. Pickett was 6. Gabaja Biamila, I don't know. 5 for him. Barnett 5, 4.5 for Will Fork. Woodson had a sack and a half. Pick leader pick was Woodson, Dendy, and Bush all with 1. Boosh. So that is how the season went, I guess, stat-wise. We will simulate to the Super Bowl and see who's a part of it. I don't know what happened to the team. I do not know what happened to the team. I thought we were going to be riding high, playing in the playoffs for the first year, but that is, that's not the case. That is not the case. It's going to be Cowboys, Titans in the Super Bowl. Who's going to come away with the first championship? Can Vince Young get a title? That'd be crazy. And he's not going to. The Cowboys deny him a championship. Roy Williams gets MVP of the Super Bowl. LaDainian Tomlinson, MVP of the league, and Coach of the Year. That'd be awesome. Offensive Player of the Year. Ken Wisenhunt gets the Coach of the Year. Sean Marion also wins Defense Player of the Year. So the Chargers dominated this year, but they didn't make it to the championship. They lost to the Titans, I'm guessing. Sean Merriman got Defensive Player of the Year. Adrian Peterson, Rookie of the Year on offense, and Justin Durant is the Defensive Rookie of the Year. So that is where we stand as far as the awards. Now that we're past the good old-fashioned Super Bowl week, we can see some development on the upgrades, on the development traits. I'm curious to see if anybody else went up, and I'm curious to see if... I should have checked retirements there. Did Favre retire? He's going to be here another year. Vernon Davis is an X Factor now. Barber is a superstar. Calvin Johnson's superstar. Greg Jennings goes up to superstar. So the offense is looking pretty solid. And then on defense, Mario Williams goes from superstar to X Factor now. And that seems to be the only other change. I would have liked to see Hawk go up to superstar, but that's okay. All right. So we got some big moves. We got some big upgrades. I'm probably going to trade Brett Favre this offseason. I just wanted to have 1 year with him. See how he did. But we're probably going to move on from him. We're not going to bring back any of these guys in re-sign period, so we're going to move right along. And we're going to see what free agency has to offer. I have absolutely no idea. Although I think Randy Moss might be, unless the Patriots extended him. Randy Moss might be here, which is something I would love. Wow, there's a lot of big names in here, including Bob Sanders, Clinton Portis, Peyton Manning. Okay, hold on. We gotta adjust. So, quarterback, Peyton Manning has a chance to leave the Colts and go to a new team. Only one team is offering him. We're not going to go for Peyton Manning, but that'd be awesome. Quarterback, we might need to draft a quarterback to back up Rodgers. Running backs, there's some big name running backs in here. I don't think we're going to be able to afford Clinton Portis. I don't think that'd be a smart idea. It could be fun, but I don't think that'd be a smart idea. Reggie Wayne would be really, really cool. It doesn't look like Randy Moss made it, so either he retired or the Patriots extended him. I am curious to see if we could go after Reggie Wayne. He wants to be here a lot, so can we get Reggie Wayne? We're in a battle with the Bills. We'll see what happens. Tight ends. Why is Doug Jolly's picture all scrunched together? Let's see. Ben Watson. I could see Ben Watson being a nice backup tight end for us. We'll offer him that and see what he says. Ooh, the Jets are offering him a little bit more. That's a little bit too rich for my blood. We will withdraw from that, I think, right? No, I didn't withdraw from it. I hit the wrong button. We will withdraw from... There we go. Left tackles, left guards, centers, too old probably. Although we just lost our guy Scott Wells, so we don't have a center, so maybe we do need to sign at least somebody. Or maybe just sign Scott Wells back. I'll sign Scott Wells back for a 2-year deal, just in case we don't have a center at all. We just need to have a backup plan. Right tackles, left ends, D tackles. Will Smith, rest in peace. Only 27 years old. That's very intriguing. I know he doesn't want to be here, but if we could pair him alongside Mario Williams, that could be pretty nice. We'll take him till his age 30 season. Maybe he could accept that? Nah. Withdraw from it. Too rich for the blood. Left outside linebackers. I do like Scott Fujita. I've talked about it in the past. I'll offer him. See what he says. Middle linebackers, right outside linebackers. LeVar Arrington, 30 years old. Corners, we do need some corners. Ty Law's 34. Could I justify bringing in Ty Law? He's 34. I think it could be fun. I think it could be fun to have Ty Law, but the Eagles are offering him. What are they offering him? The most I will go up is 4 on both. That's a little bit too much for me even. All right, we're battling with the Eagles. I'm not going to go up any more than that. Wow, Bob Sanders being here is very enticing. I love Bob Sanders, one of the hardest hitting safeties of all time. The Rams are offering him a crazy bag, aren't they? I'll go up to 10 and 10 and a half. That's a big contract. That's a hefty contract. I don't know if we're going to be able to get him or not. So our targeted are Bob Sanders, Reggie Wayne, Ty Law, Scott Wells, and Scott Fujita. I don't know if we're going to get any of these guys, but we're going to find out. Evaluation period. Bob Sanders and Reggie Wayne didn't sign anywhere, but we get all 3 of the other guys. Ty Law, Scott Wells, and Scott Fujita. Okay, that's good. But the 2 biggest names are still deciding. Reggie Wayne decided, and Reggie Wayne chose us. So we've got Greg Jennings, Calvin Johnson, and now Reggie Wayne on the team. And Bob Sanders still choosing who to sign with, and he didn't choose anybody yet. We have used all of our evaluation periods, and Bob Sanders still said no. Very interesting. But that is a huge couple of signings in the first free agent period. We still need to trade Brett Favre. I didn't forget about that. We still need to trade Brett Favre. We might be able to trade him for some draft picks, actually. Might be able to trade him for some draft picks. Did Bob Sanders sign with us? He still hasn't decided yet. Come on, Bob. The Chiefs are now in the game. He did choose. Did he choose us? Bob Sanders is a Green Bay Packer. Oh, that's a huge one. Oh, that's a huge one. Okay. 27-year-old superstar X Factor, 99 overall Bob Sanders is now a Green Bay Packer. We add Reggie Wayne to the team. We have 3 amazing receivers now. Offensive line looks okay. We got DeBrickashaw there. Vernon Davis is a stud. And then on defense, we add Bob Sanders to the squad. We need to figure out strong safety. We add Ty Law. We can figure this out. We can certainly figure this out. Certainly. All right, so we probably do need to sign a strong safety just to have somebody that's serviceable. So let's go to strong safety, and let's talk to Sammy Knight. Ask him for a 1-year deal. Just come and play some strong safety for me, and he is going to do that. So Sammy Knight is now our replacement strong safety. He's the patchwork. He's basically just a little bit of a band-aid for a season until we can find one that we like. So Sammy Knight will play there. We probably going to draft a middle linebacker this year. I hope, at least. That's my thought process, at least. I don't know if that's actually going to be what happens. We'll have to see where we're drafting. We finished 8-8. So I don't know where we're going to be drafting. Probably middle of the pack, which is going to suck. So we've got ourselves 3 players to choose. At least it worked this time. Running backs. I'll use one on Jamal Charles because we could be in play for Jamal Charles. I will use one on... probably on Martellus Bennett because I would be intrigued in taking Martellus Bennett. Is the smart thing to take a left tackle in this class? Is the smart thing to take a left tackle? I'm going to use Gerard Mayo as my other focus player. Do we take a left tackle? That is something I don't know. We could. And then we could trade our left tackle that we have right now. Wait, now I get more private workouts? So they just doubled up my private workouts. Okay, whatever. I'll take it. I will take it. I'll use Pierre Garçon Pierre Garcon, Ryan Clady, and Josh Sitton. Those are going to be my 3 for the other private workouts. I guess if it's not going to happen in week 11, it's fine to happen now. Mock draft number 5 has the Bills with the number 1 pick taking Matt Ryan, then Jake Long and Darren McFadden going back-to-back to the Bears. That would be quite the draft class for the Bears. We, Gerard Mayo at number 10, and they have Gerard Mayo as a top 5 talent in the class. We pick at number 16 taking Chris Johnson, which I would not hate. I would not hate taking Chris Johnson. But we might be able to trade Brett Favre for a couple first-round picks. I know he's super old, but he's still Brett Favre. He's still good. Let's talk to some teams. Let's talk to some teams about Brett Favre. He is a 93 overall. He is 39 years old. But we can get first-round picks for him. There are teams willing to give me first-round picks. That is a good sign. That is a good sign. Because if we were offering like third or fourth-round picks, then it wouldn't be that good. Okay, so we know that we can get first-round picks. The Chiefs have the 10th pick. The Kansas City Chiefs have the 10th pick. That's who's going to take. That's who's going to take Gerard Mayo. The Chiefs need a quarterback. They have Drew Bledsoe and Trent Green. They certainly do need a quarterback. I wonder if I can get a first, a second, a first, and a first for Brett Favre. They say that this is, for some reason, not going to work. Are you serial? Are you serial right now? Now it doesn't even have a color. It's just grayed out. What is going on with this game, man? Okay. So either we have to accept one of these trades, which these trades aren't that bad. There's a couple in here that are very intriguing. I mean, we could still get the Chiefs pick. We just don't get as many picks as I would have liked. And I might do that Chiefs trade because it looked pretty decent. We could trade up to number 4, but I can trade up at any time, really. I might do that Chiefs trade because we're getting 2 first-round picks like I wanted in the first. Well, I wanted 3, but the Ravens deal's not bad. Let's see. We can get pick 2 from the Bears. The Chiefs trade's not that bad. We get the 10th pick, which is what I wanted. We get a first-round pick next year, which is valued at pick 32, but the Chiefs could be bad, I guess. And then we also get a third-rounder this year, which could help us out. I think this might be the deal. We send Brett Favre along the Joe Montana path and send him to Kansas City. I'm going to do that trade. I probably wanted a little bit more, but I couldn't really do much with what I had because it just wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do anything. So pick number 10 and pick number 16 is what we have. We have 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks, and then a first-round pick next year from Kansas City. So I like where we are in the draft. I like it a lot. I am going to go to the franchise staff, and I'm going to go to the player personnel tree, and I'm going to do all of the... Actually, first, I'm going to do this so that it costs less. And then I'm going to do this. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Bing, bang, bongo. Do that a bunch of times so that when it comes to future trades, it's a lot easier. So now that that's done, and I'll do the last one when I get enough staff points. Now that that's done, we can go and advance to the draft. All right, so we have pick 10 and pick 16, which should be able to snag us both Chris Johnson and... It should be able to get us both Chris Johnson and Gerard Mayo. We have pick number 10, we have pick number 16. As long as everything stays the same, we should be able to walk away with both those guys. Or we don't take Chris Johnson, we go back a little bit, and we take a left tackle. Because there are a couple running backs in this class that I like Matt Forte, like Ray Rice, like Jamal Charles. Maybe we stay back on Chris Johnson, and we take a left tackle. Because there are some good left tackles in this class that we have the opportunity of getting. Like Ryan Clady, like Dwayne Brown. There's a couple different options. I don't really know. Obviously, we know CJ2K is going to be amazing. Let's start the draft and see how it plays out. So the Bills have the number 1 overall pick. They're going to take not Chris Long, or not Matt Ryan. They take Chris Long. So already, the draft is off to a crazy start. Matt Ryan does not go number 1 overall. Jake Long goes number 2 to the Bears. And the Bears end up with their quarterback anyway. What a crazy first couple of picks. They got a franchise left tackle and a franchise quarterback because the Bills fumbled. That's kind of crazy. Keith Rivers, Donnie Avery, Cedric Ellis, Aqib Talib, and now we are up at number 10. We're going to grab ourselves probably Gerard Mayo. I mean, we could take Darren McFadden, but I think this is the Gerard Mayo take. That's why we traded for this pick anyway. Gerard Mayo, we needed a middle linebacker to pair alongside A.J. Hawkin and Nick something. I forget his last name for some reason. And Scott Fujita. So we get Gerard Mayo. Head coach of the New England Patriots is now a Green Bay Packer. And we'll let it play out. If Chris Johnson gets taken ahead of us, I'm not going to be overly upset about it. I don't think he will. Calais Campbell would have been cool. Derek Harvey, and now we're up again. So we have the option to take Darren McFadden even, or Chris Johnson, or we could take one of these left tackles. It might be smart to take a left tackle here, like Ryan Clady, and then we can trade the left tackle that we have, mainly because he's kind of expensive. And then we got ourselves our franchise left tackle and our franchise right tackle with DeBrickshot Ferguson. And we're off to a good start. And we can still come away with a pretty solid running back in Jamal Charles. Or we could just get it right out of the way and take Darren McFadden. I thought he'd be gone by now. He's got elite speed. I thought Darren McFadden would be gone by now. It might be fun to take Darren McFadden. It might be fun to take Darren McFadden. I want to do it. I want to take Darren McFadden. 96 speed, 97 excel, 87 change direction. I had to do it. I had to take Darren McFadden. It was too awesome of an option to take him. I thought he'd be gone by now. Terrell Johnson, Eddie Royal, Devin Thomas. Okay, now we're getting into dangerous territory where Clady and Brown could be gone. Joe Flacco's still on the board, though. Lofton goes. There goes Ryan Clady to the Seahawks. Chris Johnson to Cincinnati. Brandon Flowers, Pat Sims, Tracy Porter, Martellus Bennett, Trevor Laws, Jonathan Stewart to Arizona, Jason Jones. There's no way that he falls to the second round, right? Or to the 7th pick of the second round? No way. Absolutely. Deshaun Jackson, I would have been tempted to take Deshaun Jackson. Dwayne Brown is still available, and that might be the guy that I take. There are some intriguing options here in the second round, but we can grab ourselves our left tackle in the second round, not have to worry about trading. I think that might be the guy that I go for. Dwayne Brown, hidden development, and we can still trade away our left tackle. Even though we didn't get Ryan Clady, we can still trade away our left tackle for other draft picks in the future. And we also have another second round pick at number 16, which is our own second round pick, I think. Jamal Charles to the Raiders. Cliff Averill. I would have been tempted to take Cliff Averill. I was tempted to take him right there. Ray Rice goes one pick ahead of us. That's okay. Let me go to my board real quick. Let me not get too far away from my board. So we've got Josh Sitton, who we're still keeping an eye on. D-tackle is not as much of a need anymore because we have Vince Wilfork. Corner probably would be a little bit of a need. There are a couple guys that I like Charles Godfrey, Dwight Lowry could be interesting, Brandon Carr. I think it's too early to take Josh Sitton. I think third round would be a better option to take him. But I don't want to take anybody else. And maybe this is a trade down spot. Accumulate a few more draft picks. That never hurts. Everybody's offering me second rounders and fourth rounders. Okay, so maybe not as many draft picks as I thought. I thought I could get a little bit more. Okay. I can get... Okay, there's a second and a third from the San Francisco 49ers. I might do that one. We can't take the Chiefs. I mean, we could, but I think I might trade down out of this pick for a second round and a third rounder in 2009, next episode. All right, then we go to the third round, and we hope that Josh Sitton is sitting there. You like what I did there? All right, so he is gone. Okay, so I may have made a mistake. I might have made a slight misjudge of talent there. Thought he'd be available. That's okay. We live and we learn, because this could be the spot to take Philip Wheeler or Dwight Lowry. I think I might take Brandon Carr here. Solid corner. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take Brandon Carr. Hidden development. We need more corners. So there we go. Brandon Carr, welcome to the Green Bay Packers. We've also got pick 16 as well. And then we don't pick again. They'll pick round 4 of pick 16. I don't think taking John Greco would be that bad of an idea. But he's round 2 to 3 and he's still here. I mean, we can move him to guard and it probably wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I'm going to grab him. Only known development. He's probably not going to be that high of an overall. That's kind of a miss, but I feel like he can develop into a pretty solid player for us. We're into round 4 now. Remember, I traded away my 5th round pick, so we don't have that. Carl Nix is still here. So is Jermichael Finley. I might take Carl Nix with this pick. I've been wanting to take Carl Nix for a while. I'm going to take him. Hidden development, 95 strength. Carl Nix. We can move him to right guard, and we'd be fine with that. And now we don't pick again to the 6th round. I'm hoping that Jermichael Finley is still on the board. I think he should be. Limas Swede just got taken by the Browns. No, he's not on the board anymore, but Danny Amendola is, and so is Wesley Woodard. I think I'm going to take... I kind of want to take Dola, but I kind of want to take Devon Bess. I know that Amendola has a decent shot of being star development. Devon Bess has a guaranteed shot of being normal, but I love Devon Bess. I loved him in those old school Madden games on the Dolphins. He was one of my favorite players to use, so I kind of want to take him strictly for that. But being smart about it, he probably doesn't get drafted, and we could pick him up in free agency, not to waste a draft pick on him. I think Danny Amendola has a shot at being development trait, and he does. I think it's only going to be star, but that's a smart pickup. Nice little slot receiver, little Dola action. And then we will see who's available in the 7th round. There's a good shot that Devon Bess makes it to free agency, and we just pick him up there. He's still here. I think I'm going to take Wesley Woodard here. We'll take Wesley. So we only really missed on the John Greco pickup, which I still don't think is that big of a miss. But he's not a development trait. He's probably going to get lost in the shuffle at some point. But I do think that was a really, really good trade, or a really good draft. We come away with a 77 overall Gerard Mayo. Only 71 for Darren McFadden's a little low, but it is what it is. Dwayne Brown, that was a big one. I didn't believe that he would fall to the 2nd round and even into the 7th pick of the 7th round, but he did, or the 2nd round. Brandon Carr is a 69. John Greco is a 67 at normal. Yeah, he's probably going to fall into the fall out of the way a little bit. Carl Nix, 68. 64 for Dola. 64 for Woodard. It's not very high overalls, but I feel like they're going to develop. I really do. Matt Ryan's the best quarterback or the best player in the class, and he is 3rd pick overall. So the Bills fumbled. That is crazy. We got the 2nd best player, which is Gerard Mayo. I wanted you, Josh Sitton, but Washington got you. 2nd round, pick 26. Who was my pick in the 2nd round at pick 16? It was... Who was my 2nd round pick? I took Dwayne Brown at pick 7, and then I traded the other pick. That's right. Okay, so I did make a mistake there. Okay. I did make a slight mistake in judgment there, but that's okay. We came away with a good class. There's going to be other guards in future draft classes. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. But we move into year number 2 next episode with a much better team, except for now we have young Aaron Rodgers taking over. Darren McFadden will start. Next episode, we will probably trade this guy, Clifton. I'm going to move Carl Nix to right guard. I don't know if he's going to go up or not, but he's going to play right guard for us at some point. So we'll do that. And we will leave it there. We've got 3 amazing wide receivers. We don't have any tight ends really, but we have Vernon Davis, so that's good. And then on the defense looks a lot better now. We got rookie Gerard Mayo, Barnett, that's what his name was. I like AJ Hawk. We signed Bob Sanders. We've got not a lot of great corners, but we got a lot of old corners, basically. Defensive line needs a little bit more work, but I like Mario Williams. He's super young. And yeah, this team obviously needs a lot of work, but we're only 1 year in. We got a lot of stuff left to go. And now it's Aaron Rodgers' time to shine. He's got 3 receivers to work with. He's got a rookie Darren McFadden and a Vernon Davis at tight end. So he's got all the weapons he needs. And just to push that narrative a little bit further, we're going to give him the captaincy in his first year as a starter. So it's his team now. We're going to give the reins over to Aaron, and we're going to see how he does. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'm saying the same thing over again. I'm tired. Leave a like. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.